wash my soul in the ocean, in the tears of God, I let it go.
May 2022 video horoscopes with me, Lada from Astrolada.com. May is eclipse season. There will be some crises that are happening in our lives, some big reversals, but like with everything eclipses, those reversals can create powerful new opportunities in our lives. I had such a crisis right before the eclipse, and my YouTube channel with 300,000 followers was deleted, hacked and deleted, and YouTube refuses to restore it, which is a great opportunity to create the vision I've had for some times, because something had to push me to make a channel just with my own videos that is pure astrology with my teaching and occasional teacher, astrologer who is my guest. Plus, this pushed me to start an Astrolada streaming service, which we're in the process of creating, where you can access all the videos independent of any platforms and big players, as you can see how they can delete your life in a second if they want. But I'm excited for this because it will be devoid of the vibrations of whatever it is, but we're still gonna use YouTube to attract new followers. And please subscribe to that YouTube channel if you're using YouTube or whatever you're watching, Facebook or Instagram. Follow me, and I'll be posting here. We'll restore some of the old videos as well, which is great, the tutorial videos, and I have new rubrics, new monthly exciting astrology projects that I'll be doing. And by the way, if you want to still join me on my course in May the 4th, it starts. It will be live for 6 weeks. I'll be teaching foundational astrology, how to interpret the natal charts, the techniques that are very simple but extremely insightful. There is an installment plan if you can't afford to pay it just once. So, new beginning. Let's begin with eclipse seasons. A lot of us will be having new beginnings. Please take it as opportunities, not just as crises. Libra eclipse season starts from the beginning of May. The first eclipse is at the end of April, but you're going to feel it into May. And it's a new moon eclipse and the eclipses are happening in your axis of possessions, personal possessions and other people's or marriage partners' possessions. Oops, oh my God. Yes. So the first eclipse is something new is happening in your mutual resources with your partner, with their finances, some big shift, but it carries opportunities for more growth there. Or with matters concerning inheritance, insurances, other people's finances, resources, such kind of investments in stocks and such things, or support that comes to you from others. Some big change will happen. It might be shocking, it might be preceded by some crisis, but it brings new opportunities for growth and material gains because it's with Rahu, but it's going to be through others. But there might be the time to, through the shock, to readjust there, to grab that opportunity. Oh my God, my husband is Libra rising, and this eclipse is happening in his 8th house because the financial house of the partner's resources, and as you saw, my business got totally, it's like the YouTube channel got deleted, so I have to start again, but I have hope it will bring new, better things. Plus, then the next eclipse that is happening in the middle of the month, May, it's happening in your 2nd house, Libras, and that's the house of your personal finances and resources, and it's with the South Node. And because of that, there might be some losses that appear. It might be some losses that you have to let go of something, some attachment to some possessions, attachment, and not necessarily always means losing money, your own savings or whatever, or some valuables. It can also mean some big crisis that makes you change your attitude towards values, money, and material things. And actually, you might be released from a big burden of responsibility that you've been dragging, connected to providing the daily bread, the necessary needs on an everyday basis, those tangible, material, mundane things. And especially if you've been stuck somehow, unsure, or just dragging some burden there, this eclipse cycle can really spin things up around for you. But something new will come to you from others. You make space for something new to come to you to others by collaborating with others, or by, by some support from others, or by using other people's talents or collaborating with them. Well, you have to release certain of your attachments to something that you considered valuable. Plus, this full moon eclipse in Scorpio in the second house can create something that totally puts you on a different path of what you consider beautiful, attractive, because second house is our values as well, our tastes in food, our tastes in beauty and fashion. So they can be, some of you might experience this crisis through throwing out all the old clothes and changing their wardrobe, to burning the old, because Scorpio also carries some toxic energy. So you might be relieved from, there can be toxicity carried in clothes and possession as well, that carry trauma or kind of sticking you to the past. And this eclipse, full moon eclipse, will allow you to release such things, to get rid of them, to feel lighter materially. So new opportunities can come to you from outside. So be open to what comes to you as an opportunity from outside, because 8th house, where the eclipse that is giving is happening, again through crisis of some sort, is happening through others. So, or from, like a gift from the universe. So be receptive to see what comes as an opportunity and then act on it, while be willing to let go of the things that are really burdening you and heavy on you, financially, materially, as attachments to places, objects, and values, and ways of making money, because the universe has a way better plan for you. And it will probably involve someone else as well. And the second house is also our taste in food. Some of you might be so, eclipse can take us so much out of our comfort zone that change is inevitable. You don't even have to make an effort to change, because you're just thrown out in there's no other option to change something in how you eat, the food that you ingest, the drinks, and especially if there's something toxic that's secretly poisoning your body. Oh, very obviously, like alcohol or whatever else you put to sustain that body that is toxic for you. You might have a great opportunity through some crisis, possibly, that shocks you, that you have no option but to change. So it's not going to be a difficult transition. It's going to be very sudden and total and full, to release some bad habits connected to what you eat, or maybe you'd realize that some foods are making you allergic, and you release them and let them go. Or even some things that you're keeping in your environment are toxic for you, and throw them out, and you'd feel lighter and unburdened, my dear Libras. Of course, let's go into the other themes of the month. Aries is your 7th house. That's where the other big action is happening. Jupiter, first Venus, and then Jupiter are entering your 7th house. Hallelujah for the single Libras. And not single ones, they can also have some very powerful developments starting from May and continuing almost to the end of the year. And then again from 2023, for 6 more months, Jupiter will enter your 7th house. When Jupiter enters 7th house, it can make a big change in your relationship status. I hope not for my husband. Well, for a positive way. How is it? 7th house is our partners, for example. Jupiter entering there, the planet of opportunity, growth, expansions, means that your partner, something good might be happening in their life. It's like spring season for them. They can feel rejuvenated, positive all of a sudden. They can have new opportunities to grow. Look how I'm making this horoscope as if so it calms me down. But it is what it is. This is what Jupiter is in the 7th house. So something good comes to you, and maybe another person, might be business partner, marriage partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, or very good friend, can bring new enthusiasm into your life. You can meet some wise person or people over the next 6 months that expand your horizon, that are well-traveled, educated, knowledgeable, inspired, full of hope and optimism, that shift your perspective about the world to a more positive, philosophical approach. And this way you can benefit as well. This way, through the energy of another, your vibration can also raise. And many times people can take a relationship to the next step, get married, get engaged, or if you're in a shitty relationship, sorry to say, but sometimes people get stuck in such relationships because they feel comfortable. Jupiter gives you the courage to be freed and liberated, gives you the clarity to see the situation, because it's a wisdom-giving planet of inner knowledge. The clarity to see the situation of your marriage or business relationships that is outdated and stale, and either to renew it, to improve it with new ideas, or to even change it and be free from some heavy burden and contract with another, or heavy, not only personal but business, or heavy responsibility to another. Jupiter makes it lighter, makes it pleasurable, brings better quality people to you, because Jupiter is really nicely placed in Aries with people that are more enthusiastic, passionate about life, that help you also feel excited about life. And let's think a little bit more. Jupiter rules your 3rd house and your 6th house. Those opportunities that come to you from others can be connected to your work, for example, can be connected about working out with a partner, because 6th house is working out, starting to take care of your health, maybe together with your partner or with another partner, not necessarily with your marriage partner. You can do it together with a very close friend, that you start working out or whatever, or living healthier, or working on some project in partnership, and bringing more opportunities to you. 7th house is to reach out the public, the audience, to expand your public image, to be more loved by your clients, to make more clients, to reach wider audience. 7th house rules all of those things as well. It's a very business house as well. You know, to be popular, to attract others, to expand the social media influence or whatever it is. Attract new but right clients and people in your life. And Jupiter also rules your 3rd house, entering your 7th. What can it mean? It can mean like very auspicious collaborations with others on some group, in a group, for example, with others, or on some sales, on some marketing, or maybe getting a great sales agent, marketing agents for some of you, or maybe studying together with another person, or maybe another person bringing new information and teaching you a lot of new things, and starting like exciting your interest and passion in new hobbies, learning new things as well, when Jupiter is in the 7th house, because it rules your 3rd house. So even opportunity to travel with another, or if you're single, you can meet someone with Jupiterian nature. Even if you're not single, Jupiterian nature, expansive, foreigner, let's say someone who is open-minded, larger than life, but because Jupiter rules your 6th house, it can happen through work, or it can happen, and it rules your 3rd house, it can happen through colleagues, by traveling, and by on media, on social media, or being introduced to you by mates, you know, and friends or something like that. And as I said, for the single one, this is a good opportunity. Maybe not everyone will meet the love of their life. For example, I got married when Jupiter was transiting my 7th house, once, and then I got married 2nd time when Jupiter was first time I got married when Jupiter was transiting my 7th house from ascendant. 2nd time I got married when Jupiter was transiting 7th house from my sun sign. So whether you're Virgo Libra rising, or sun or moon, there is a possibility to feel it. But that's not the only time you can get married or meet the love of your life. 8th house is also connected to powerful, intimate relationships, and soulmate relationships. So, you know, don't think this is a one in a lifetime opportunity for the next 1 year only. All right, so build bridges, reach out, or others will find you, reach out, that can be a beneficial influence for you. Take adventures with your partners, or with a partner, friend, or someone very close, or marriage partner. And people that come into your life now can be very beneficial, help you grow a lot. Then, and Venus will be in your 7th house only in May, but from the beginning. And your Venus will be very focused on relationships. You might have some very romantic and pleasurable experiences. You can find yourself feeling more popular, doing better sales with others, better communications with others, and even attracting more suave, charming people, and you being more suave and charming with others. But this Venus enhances the chances of making beneficial partnerships and connections. and expanding your reach to audience or whatever. Okay, then we spoke about the eclipses. We're going to have Mercury retrograde from May the 10th in your ninth house. From May the 10th till May 25th. Mercury will be retrograde in your ninth house, especially Libras born the first 5-6 degrees will feel it the most, 0 to 5 degrees, like especially the September Libras. And Mercury helps there because it's making trine to your sign. You might reconnect with some friends from the past. You might get to do a trip, ninth house rules, foreign places or trips to more unknown or exotic places that you've been planning, but it's not been happening. You might get to experience it then. But if it's a totally new trip that you never thought about, Mercury retrograde, they can make some complications and you have to change plans somehow or do something. Some of you might be doing some work and needing to revise matters about relocation, foreign residence, foreign papers, visas, and so on. And especially if you have some important documents to arrange, to fix in regards to receiving either some credentials educationally or some status in a foreign place or connected with foreign places, then the retrograde period of Mercury is when you do those things. You fix them, you edit them, you send them again, or you reapply, reappeal, and it's going to be a very positive result because it's making a trine from there. Albeit there might some delays with such matters. You might revisit some old studies and knowledge, retake some course. So if you've been thinking about, you might start reconsidering pre-qualifying, or maybe you've been thinking about taking some course for some time, so started some but didn't finish it. Now can be time to complete this, or to really dive into some study and knowledge, or re-examining some old knowledge. Or maybe you were planning some teaching project for you to teach, or some traveling project that you go back to. And of course, with every time retrograde planet, there can be the need to reshuffle, to put extra efforts in anything educational, in anything with travel. But it's happening, and in anything connected to faraway countries, or correspondence from far away, and you might to double or triple your efforts, which can be sometimes stressful, and make different plans and change them. But the final result can be very positive. And you might really replan your future in some way. This is the ninth house, is our goals and plans, and Mercury there says, okay, let's go back to the drawing table and let's redo the plan for action and, to have the goalposts and so on, because something happens and you need to do that. Then Mercury goes back from the 25th or 24th of May into your 8th house. Will stay there till the first part of June as well. So you might be dealing with some taxes and that you need to give extra documents or fix something or redo something or put extra mental effort into. This is Mercury retrograde. Or something connected with partners' resources might be changing. You have to fix it a little bit, rebudget a little bit, or change plans a little bit. I told you at the beginning that there will be new opportunities that come to you from others financially, or from other sources that the universe brings because of the eclipse in your 8th house with Rahu, which gives things. When Mercury goes retrograde into the 8th house, the changes have already happened. Now you need to redraw some of those things, replan them better possibly, re-examine them, communicate about such things. And some of you might have some important conversations at the end of the month about something private, secret, about some secret coming to the surface that you need to talk out and discuss, or some important conversations about mutual finances, resources, inheritances, insurances, some arrangements and papers you have to deal with there. So there we go. And Mars goes into your 7th house at the end of the month. For a month and a half it will be there, so the whole June and part of July. So the focus is a lot on relationships, guys, this starting from May, and on others and creating connections. And it's like your engine will be coming from external resource. So thank you so much. Please come and join me on my course. There's an installment plan starting on May the 4th. If you want to learn astrology like I do, simple and easy.